Oh, they done did it.
Who done did what?
They
They
done did it.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get this. There we go. Walmart did it.
Not surprising that it's
And
Walmart.
I don't know what they did because I can't see.
You took your glasses off.
No, but what they did was they found a way to combat folks and their dislike for self-checkout. Obviously, give me a list, give me a rundown of everything, every reason why people hate Walmart self-checkout.
Because you are having to do somebody else's job and you're not getting paid for it. Because if you accidentally mess something up, they treat you like you are a criminal. Because it's not up to you to do that. I don't know. That's all I got.
There's a lot of reasons wrong that people don't like the self-checkout. Now they have hosted checkouts, which is not a. Here's what a hosted checkout is. It's still self-checkout. Here's hosted checkout. I work for Walmart.
Okay.
You still with something? What are you doing? You gonna scan that? How much money you got? How much money you got?
You just wanted to fill me up on camera.
That's hosted checkout.
Okay.
And all it is Big Brother looking over your shoulder. And, everybody is guilty until proven innocent. Guilty until, I take it back, everybody's guilty until providing proof of their receipt upon exiting the store.
To be proven innocent.
And then if you make it out the store with something that you're not supposed to have, then Gail Weathers is going to come. 10-year Walmart. It was a Gail.
No, Gail Weathers is from Scream.
Oh no, who's the?
I don't remember her name.
Who's the one?
I don't know.
The Walmart lady. They're making all these TikToks.
I say because Gail Weathers is Courtney Cox in Scream.
I don't know why. I think her name is similar.
It is, which is why that's what you're thinking of.
What is her name? She's right here.
Walmart employee. Just click on one of the things because I don't remember her name either.
Gail Lewis.
Gail Lewis. Okay.
All right, Gail
You're
Lewis.
Close. You had
Gail
50-50.
Gail Lewis is signing off. Whatever. But either way, now what they've done is they figured out a way to make people want self-checkout. They've turned the tables. And they're changing the game to make it so that people will beg for self-checkout.
So here's my question, because I don't know what you're about to say. Sam's Club has it so that you can do self-checkout on your app, your Sam's Club app. And they've been doing these things where if you are paying through the app, instead of going through a line with a checkout person, a cashier, you can get an extra discount from doing it on your app.
You're warm.
So I was going to say, is there a discount for doing self-checkout?
You're warm.
A gift card?
They've incentivized people to use self-checkout.
I figured as much.
They've incentivized people to use self-checkout while driving up another company's stock overnight in the process.
While driving up another company's stock in the process. Use self-checkout, but drives up another company's stock. So if you use self-checkout by Uber or something, because I mean, technically that's a self-checkout. Is that where you're going with it? Online ordering instead?
Nah, but it's they've incentivized people to want to use self-checkout by offering this opportunity, this service, this credit in self-checkouts. And Walmart brings, or Affirm brings to Walmart, installment payments, buy now, pay later,
Yes.
BNPL, specifically to self-checkouts. They're bringing it to self-checkouts.
Kind of like when you're online, if you're ordering stuff online, and not from Walmart, but I'm sure they've done it there, but I've seen numerous places where I've ordered something for like a Christmas gift, and it's like, pay now, or do you want to in 4 installments, whatever else.
It's like, I heard a story about somebody, they're like, oh, you can't have the discount because you didn't order it online, and they pulled out their phone, and they were like, oh, here, or, Lewis is trying to go to somewhere, and they're like, oh, you don't have a reservation. He goes, but there's nobody here.
Yeah, so walked outside, made a reservation.
Okay, well, I want to make a reservation. Well, you have to do it on the app. You make the reservation, you come back in seconds later. Oh, we'll seat you right now.
Yeah.
Like, what?
What is the point in that?
Anyway, I'm not going to try to make sense of this crazy world anymore. I'm only going to share what's going on in this crazy world. Buy now, pay later, BNPL provider Affirm has expanded its long-standing partnership with Walmart. And with this expansion, Affirm pay over time options will be added to self-checkout kiosks at more than 4,500 Walmart stores in the U.S. And this came out just yesterday. Recent Affirm research revealed that more than half of Americans are looking for retailers to offer a buy now, pay later option at checkout. And according to Affirm's Senior Vice President of Revenue, Pat Suh. His name is literally Suh.
It's so weird. All you can see is like the edge of your beard.
Oh, shoot. I'm in frame now.
There you go.
Moreover, we found that 76% of consumers would either delay or not make a purchase without Affirm. Expanding our partnership with Walmart and bringing Affirm's transparent monthly pay over time options to their self-checkout kiosk in the U.S. will help even more consumers increase their purchasing power during the holiday shopping season and beyond.
It's just another way to get credit.
And I have to say, I have to reread this as will help more consumers increase their debt accumulation power during the holiday shopping season and beyond.
Because they've gotten rid of layaway. This is their new version of layaway.
If you ain't got the money today, you ain't gonna have the money tomorrow.
But the thing is, what they're not telling you is that then you are putting in all your information into a self-checkout kiosk so they can run your credit to see if you can get Affirm.
They're not gonna run your credit because you're not gonna give them, I don't think you're gonna give them your social security number. I don't think that's how it works.
And
you're going to give them a lot of other information, maybe a driver's license number or something. I don't know if Affirm wants your social, but what it does do is essentially effectively give you credit based on social credit.
Okay.
You could literally log in with your Facebook account or your email, and it can pull your social credit to determine how much they want to give you. They can do that.
For some people, is that better than
they're collecting all these data points all over to get to there. So if you go, for instance, you go to a doctor and the doctor wants to ask you a certain question, or you go to an employer wants to ask you a certain question, whoever wants to ask this question can't. But if someone else can ask that question and get away with it, or ask a series of questions to provide the answer to you, then they can provide all those data points to you for you to formulate the answer to the question that you can't ask legally.
Well, that's why there's people, they're like, well, my employer can't ask if I'm gay, straight, whatever, but it's like, well, your Facebook status lets everybody know all these things, give it away. So all they have to do is look it up. They don't have to ask you. They can see it right there.
And they could also trick you and say, hey, whatever time the march is, or the rally or whatever, do you want time off? If you answer yes, you're helping them by providing them with answers to questions that they can't ask. True. It was like that movie, and they got the guy on the plane, the guy who normally plays Batman's butler. Michael Caine. And they ask him all these questions, and then the movie plays out later on, and he provided them answers to the security questions so they could steal his password. Childhood pet, street he grew up on. And
which is also why when people fill out those stupid things on Facebook, do you remember your first pet, or your first favorite memory? It's like, those aren't because they want to get to know you, it's because they're trying to get all of your information so they can hack into your crap.
I want you to read that.
How does Affirm approve borrowers for loans? Affirm asks for a few pieces of personal information: name, email address, mobile phone number, date of birth, the last 4 digits of your social security number. It verifies your identity with this information and makes an instant loan decision.
How?
So there is something.
How can they reasonably provide you with an instant loan decision only with the last 4 of your social?
Because the last 4 of your social should pull up everything you've ever gotten credit for.
With all that other information? Name, email address. Name, email address. Before phone number and date of birth.
Because your email address is hooked up to everything you use.
Before phone number and date of birth. And before the last 4 of your social.
How do you confirm that? Anybody could know this information.
Hey.
I'm just saying, I could put in anybody's email address and phone number.
They're doing some personal identity hacking.
Especially when you don't need to know the entire social. Because if you get things in the mail, it'll normally have all those X's, and then it shows the last 4 of your social on a lot of different things. So this seems like a very shady way for people to...
Look, Walmart and Affirm are targeting specific
minorities
people, okay?
and things.
The minority in regard to financially sound and financially educated and financially responsible, okay? And this is exactly what I've been talking about all along. This is how the middle class and the lower working class, the poorer, living in poverty, living paycheck to paycheck, one paycheck away from being broke, is systematically further hindered and pushed closer to the edge of this cliff on the brink of being wiped out. This is not to help.
No.
This is not to help.
It's to cause more harm to those who are already in harm's way.
If you don't have the money now and you're shopping at Walmart, you're not going to have the money later.
Yep. In theory. Some people may, but the majority will not.
Think about who else would offer this. Are you going to go to Hermes?
Hermes? I don't know. Louis Vuitton?
Yeah.
I call it Louis Vuitton.
Are you going to go? Where are you going to go?
Because you have to think, if they're offering this, it's because they know that most of those people that are going to go for it have either already maxed out all of their credit cards or have a credit score bad enough that they can't get credit cards.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is a multi-pronged approach to completely destroying folks who don't have adequate financial stability. You good? Multi-prong, okay? Because this is like we were talking about. You want to introduce a virus into the world, and we're going to introduce it. People are going to get sick, and end the story. No. There's infinite Doctor Strange, alternate reality, lifeline, timeline, possible ways that this could play out, and only one will actually be successful. And if you haven't seen the movie, in order for that to be successful, somebody has to die. But this is a multi-pronged approach because they don't look at it as A to B. This is A to Z.
Yeah.
They know Z. They're just showing you B. B is buy now, pay later.
Yeah.
A is Walmart, consumers, struggling economy, recession, high interest rates, shaky job market, unbelievably, unreasonably high home prices, rents going up. B is, you need your necessities and basics theoretically. And B is buy now, pay later. Z is this unbelievably complex sales funnel that will theoretically take the folks who engage in this business practice and continuously push them and funnel them down the line of increased debt. And it will push them to payday loans. It'll push them to title loans.
I was about to say
It'll
title
push
loans.
them to credit repair. They've got this worked out. And I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt. They got this worked out to Z already.
What I love is that anytime you see get your title back with Title Max, anytime you see those little commercials about title loans, it's always happy, smiley people. But if they were happy, smiley people, they wouldn't have had to go to a place to pawn their title to get money. So none of it's realistic. Same thing as when you see all these things of women laughing and having a great time while only eating lettuce. Like, that's not really
And that lettuce got listeria on it.
Yeah, be careful.
So for the first time,
Harold's
Walmart.
Farms out of Cleveland.
And it's funny because you were doing your video yesterday, and the article said 70 days.
70 days. The article said 70 days.
I don't know which one's right. Is it 7 or 70?
It should be 7 because 70 days for listeria to kick in is...
That'd be hard to trace.
That would be that's exactly what I said. So but it said 70 two different times in that article, not just once.
For the first time, Walmart will offer buy now, pay later loans at self-checkouts. Lender Affirm Holdings announced this week. According to an announcement by Affirm, the loans will be offered via self-checkout at more than 4,500 U.S. stores to qualified buyers. Buyers must
spend a certain amount.
How much?
I would say at least $499.
Oh, no, they're going to make this entry level low. They want more people. They want more victims trapped in this
$100.
web, caught in this net.
Probably $100 then.
$144. I'm not really sure where the 144 came from.
It's a weird. Break it up into 4 pieces.
Must spend at least $144 on Walmart products. Ooh, this is good. This is good.
There's always loopholes.
Because I'm looking at this bag here and I'm thinking, you know who wouldn't offer this?
Places like that?
Yeah, restaurants.
Restaurants.
Because there's no recourse.
They can't take anything. So
But
you can't do this on groceries.
you cannot do this on groceries.
I've actually talked about this a couple months ago, but this was before it was at self-checkout. It was when it was like, okay, layaway's gone, but at least Affirm is here. We're offering you this option instead. And at that point, you had to do your social security number in order to get it. And it's like a credit card, but it's through Walmart and there's interest and everything else. So now that they're doing it through the self-checkout, they're not making you go through the whole social security number, but you can still get it. But the whole entire thing was that most of the people who need this need it for groceries, but they're not letting you get it for pet food, regular food, anything like that. It's literally only for electronics and tires and random stuff.
I mean, maybe toilet paper.
No, it's not. No household essentials.
But I don't know what their recourse is with this, because it's literally like a credit card and they're only interested in the dollar amount of the debt. They don't care about what you charge with it to come after.
It's not going to come knock on your door to take back your Nintendo Switch. But I mean, they might. It's like the repo man and a credit card company are having their own little weird baby over here.
You know, if you got to think about it, like, so you're forcing people to want to use self-checkout and beg for it. Mm-hmm. And in order to have this ability to have instant credit, although they would typically be less than credit worthy, mm-hmm. they have to spend more. Mm-hmm. So instead of going to Walmart to buy, how much do fake eyelashes cost?
Probably like $10. I have no idea.
So instead of going to Walmart to spend $10 or $15 on fake eyelashes,
you're going to spend $144 on
fake eyelashes, which is a high theft item. It was something that they were locking up,
yes.
You know, lock and key, behind the turnstile or in the place with the security guards or whatever. So now you're going to spend more on things you don't need.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I've said before. People like to get a deal or to feel like they were able to get something. So you went in to buy one thing, but if it's buy one, get one half off, you're going to get that other one at half off because it's a better deal than buying just the one, especially if you're going to need that other one later on. But you only went in there to spend $10 and now you're walking out spending $15. So they've got you there.
It's crazy that Walmart's going to use this to boost their sales because essentially they're going to get less than credit-worthy shoppers in the stores to buy more things that they don't necessarily need to break the threshold of the $144 while not being able to use it to buy groceries with a maximum financing limit of up to $4,000. So Walmart has figured out a way to drive their sales. They're going to kick this can down the road. So this can is going to be kicked down the road in regard to Walmart's boosting sales, boosting revenue. Now, we're going to ignore the fact that Affirm is taking on this liability, taking on this debt, and Walmart's going to look better in the news headlines. It's going to look better to the shareholders. And then next year, we're going to see the fallout from this, and then we'll see the new can that is being introduced to kick down the road.
I agree completely.
Shoppers can spread these payments out over 3 to 24 months through Affirm, and they just continue on to say how much of a great thing this is going to be. Expanding our partnership with Walmart and bringing Affirm's transparent monthly pay over time option to their self-checkout kiosks in the U.S. will help even more consumers increase their purchasing power during the holiday shopping season and beyond. According to Reuters, shoppers wanting to use the service to self-checkout will log onto Affirm's app or website and enter details, including the last 4 digits of their social security number. Approved shoppers will receive a barcode to finalize payment, and customers can also use the payment option on Walmart.com, in the Walmart app, and Walmart Vision and Auto Centers.
Can I now give you the massive downside to this? Do you know how long it's going to take for the person who doesn't really know what they're doing to stand there at the self-checkout with the line of people behind them while they try to fill out this thing and make sure they're typing in everything right, given that those screens are always off a little bit. And then when you have a question, you have to then hope that there's a Walmart hoverer behind you to come over and help you.
You know what's even better? Is Walmart is collecting more data. As you're doing this, it's scanning your face. It's getting this facial recognition, and it's getting more of your data so that if by chance in the future or in the past, they can connect the dots to whoever you are to a point in time where there was a crime, a misscan, a theft.
Yeah.
Now they got you.
Well, what happens
now they got you.
What happens when they do this and then they say, well, actually, in order to do this, we only need the last 4 digits for your social, but I need you to put your palm print here so we can get that or your thumb print
They'll
or
do
whatever
that.
else.
They'll say, whenever you want to use it, we'll simplify it for you. And then you have to enter in all your information again.
Yeah, and that way nobody can steal it and it's yours.
Customers can also use the payment option on Walmart.com, yada, yada, yada. And on its website, Walmart shows Affirm eligible favorites, including TVs, video games, mattresses, furniture, toys, appliances, tires, and baby essentials.
Not fake eyelashes, not groceries, not anything that you need to sustain.
So here's what I would like to do.
Okay. Go to Walmart with $144 worth of electronics and see what the screen does and record it. That's what I was thinking about.
I want to do a few things. I want to go to Walmart. Well, one, I'm going to look it up and see. It should be out. If they're saying for the holiday, it should be ready.
It should already be. Yeah, I was about to say.
I want to go and see if it's available at our Walmart.
Okay.
I want to see what the process is like.
Okay.
I don't want to do it.
That's the problem.
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it either, but I want to know. Get to the very last thing and then be like, put in the wrong last four of your social.
I want to see what it looks like. I don't want to do it. I don't want you guys to do it. But I already know that some of you are probably going to do it, if not having already done it. Therefore, if you have or if you do, will you please let me know what it's like?
Yeah.
Let me know how long it takes. Let me know what kind of credit limit they gave you.
Let me know, or him know, if you bothered to spend an extra 45 seconds with all the people behind you glaring at you, if you bothered to take the time to read the small print that tells you what the interest rate's going to be over each period and everything else, because I'm very curious on that.
Yeah.
And what happens if you miss a payment.
Yeah.